Wow, what a nice channel. Nice name, nice logo. I'm sure there's nothing on this channel that ages poorly. It'd be like someone's channel dedicated to slandering Mr. Beast, the biggest YouTuber. At least, I'm pretty sure he's the biggest right now. Yeah, he's got a huge brand name that I'm sure you'd get some views from. I mean, I don't know what you'd slander about him. I don't know much about him myself, but I know he's charitable and uploads fun content and isn't scamming anyone, so I don't know what hit pieces you could make on him. But anyway. So to spare myself embarrassment, I won't predict any stocks that will rise or fall in 2024, since who knows what could happen. These videos can be some fun, but at the moment there's just way too many factors to take into account. What I will talk about, however, is where I'm putting my money and what I'm going to do with it for my long-term portfolio. The reason I didn't specifically say these stocks will probably rise in 2024 is because this is long-term. It's beyond 2024. I'm just going to start buying now, since I think there's a good opportunity to buy now. Next up, Chevron, another oil-related play. And I picked this because they're doing an enormous share buyback plan. Next up, CCJ, a uranium play. Surprise, surprise, another commodity. Next up, Tilray, another cannabis stock. This one is commonly talked about by Stocked Up. DraftKings, another stock that Stocked Up talks about a lot. But once again, I was already interested in the sector. Oh. Okay, quick fun video here. So I've basically abandoned a lot of my prior stock ideas. The oil trade isn't playing out as I thought. Cannabis isn't going to be rescheduled. And even if it is, we've seen what happens to the stocks if it does. Cannabis stocks did get a spike when there was some descheduling news, but it's sold off drastically. Uranium isn't panning out as expected. Maybe in the future, but not now. Don't even get me started on lithium. Although I was very cautious with this when considering it in early 2024. I mentioned this in a video I have coming out at some point. Chances are the video will come out after this one. I have a handful of videos already done, but I'm waiting on some crap with YouTube to be fixed before I start uploading these. So that's why there has been a delay in uploads. I'm waiting for that issue to be resolved before uploading again. I've actually sold off a huge chunk of these stocks. I actually sold them off before the major stock sell-off, before the Bank of Japan hiked rates and caused some unraveling of the yen carry trade. I knew it was coming as I'd seen it on a Nobody Special Finance interview ages ago. I just didn't know when, but I sold as a coincidence. Just needed more cash for my down payment, as I'm in the process of getting my loan now. So the more down payment, the less I need to borrow from the bank, meaning the less interest I owe the bank and the more equity I have in my real estate. As for the Mr. Beast comment, well, I did say I didn't know much about the guy, and that was true. All of this unraveling stuff about the Mr. Beast stuff, how people were treated, such wild news. I did not have the downfall of Mr. Beast on my 2024 bingo card. I won't be doing any sort of reaction or giving my own thoughts on this. As juicy as the drama is, I only just found out about this stuff recently. I never even knew who Chris/Ava Tyson was until everyone started making videos about it. Even if I did know about it, I wouldn't make a video on it since I have a lot of stuff on my plate at the moment. I'm in the process of getting loan for my land, and I might have issues since my business actually interferes with this somewhat, so hopefully that'll sort itself out. My name was input incorrectly at first, so there's some issues. So there's those issues I gotta fix. My funding is fine, but I need to have funding secured when it comes to getting the loan for the house component, which is another thing entirely. I need to look over my home contract and have all of that finalized in December. By then, I'll have a pending tax debt, so not sure if that'll cause some issues since I will submit my tax return in October, and I don't plan on paying it until March. But December is obviously between October and March, and I know having a tax debt interferes with getting your loan. So that could cause issues, and that's yet another issue to worry about. I'm getting my own new little office space at my job. I got some new shirts coming from Temu for my job, which I guess isn't that big of a deal, but because they're short-sleeved, I'll be able to have the guns out at work. That'll be sick. Got a whole new inventory process at work that I need to keep a pulse on. It's a pretty big part of our operations, and given my new promotion and upcoming potential pay raises, a lot of that will hinge on getting this done successfully. So that's obviously an objective of mine that I need to keep an eye on. I've got a business exposition soon. Well, that expo already happened by the time you're seeing this, probably. So that's just something else that's outside of my usual routine. So I'm not currently on autopilot at the moment with my life or my grind. There's a lot of extra bits and bobs, such as my manager leaving at my wagey job. So I'm covering the department on Sundays until they find a new manager. So there's more work to be done on those days. Those shifts won't be as simple as take stuff from big fridge and put them on smaller fridges on the shelves, rinse and repeat for several hours. There's more of the managerial work that'll need to be done. And my head's on the chopping block if it's not done properly, so there's more responsibilities. So isn't that fun? Extra responsibilities at the office and the wagey gig. Again, currently not on autopilot. Everything's needing a little bit more focus. My exam is coming up soon too, so I'll start that study very, very soon. This video will be my second last video I'll make before the hiatus. My next and last video before the hiatus is, well, my hiatus video. It won't take me much time to make that one since I'll have already talked enough about my current life situation enough in this video and other recent videos that'll be uploaded shortly. My gym routine has changed. It's moved to a more upper/back focus routine. I've done arm specialization for a while now, so it's time to change it up. Not only because the routine was getting a little boring, but it'll resensitize my arms to more growth later on. My weight gain is also stalling, so I may have to start a mini cut at some point just to allow myself to bulk properly again. And in some upcoming videos, like my 2024 life update and a week in the life of chameleon mode, I talk about my gym routine, and that's the arm-specific routine that I've recently ditched. But chances are I'll come back to that after October or November, once I resume bulking properly. But for now, I need to switch up the routine. It's nerd exercise science, but basically, I'm going to resensitize my arms to stimulus once again. But in order to do that, I need to back off the volume for a little bit, which is fine because the routine was also getting a little boring. So chances are I'll just do a chest and back focus routine until the exam and then return to arm training, or I might do chest and back a little bit after the exam is done too, maybe for another month, month and a half, 2 months, who knows. Point is, my gym routine has changed, so there's yet another thing that's not on autopilot. And as I also said, I may have to do a mini cut, which is also not something I can do on autopilot because it's not what my diet has been for the past, several months. So yet another thing in my grind that has changed. I'm kind of sussing stocks at the moment, but it's earnings season currently, which was my favorite time in the past. But now with my new charting strategy, I'd like to wait for earnings to be over so the volatility is gone. Well, we'd still have macroeconomic events, but at least the earnings are over. My real estate, already talked about that, something that is most definitely not on autopilot. It was pretty easy the past couple of years. You could just do nothing because there was nothing happening to it. The brand has also been growing slowly since my last upload, but I'm having monetization issues at the moment, so that has stagnated the brand a bit since it stopped me from uploading videos, which obviously stops the growth of the brand. So that's it, just a quick video making fun of my bad takes, my explanation as to why I won't be talking about the Mr. Beast situation, but there's more videos to come soon. Thanks for watching, that is all.